Welcome back everyone to another video, and actually today to discuss some Star Wars gaming news. About the first video in a very long time that hasn't been LEGO Star Wars related, mainly because you know the situation with Star Wars games. Battlefront 2 was cancelled, I didn't really care about Squadrons, and here we are today. Now I did make a LEGO Star Wars video yesterday with some new footage, and that footage came from a trailer that was released on the official Star Wars YouTube channel and basically all their social media. This was the Lucasfilm Games sizzle, and with this we received an article called Lucasfilm Games Begins a New Era, and it's raised a lot of questions, a lot of interest, so I'm going to go over it. I think today with this, it's pretty huge news. So like if you enjoy and subscribe if you're new. Let me just give you an outline of what it says. The subtitle is New Social Channels, a Sizzle Reel and More herald the bright future of Lucasfilm Games. Lucasfilm's legacy in gaming stretches back decades, and with Lucasfilm and the galaxy far, far away entering a new and unprecedented phase of creativity, so will the world of Lucasfilm Games, developed in collaboration with the finest studios across the industry, which keyword studios, let's get to that in a second. StarWars.com is thrilled to reveal that Lucasfilm Games is now the official identity for all gaming titles from Lucasfilm, a name that encompasses the company's rich catalogue of video games and its eye towards the future. To mark this new era, Lucasfilm Games has launched social channels on Twitter and Facebook, which will deliver breaking news and more directly to the fans. You can watch a special sizzle reel celebrating the history of games from Lucasfilm below. The Lucasfilm Games logo featured above will appear in all Lucasfilm game titles. And then at the bottom it just says stay tuned to StarWars.com for more on Lucasfilm Games, and this is huge. All we've had for a long time really, apart from LEGO Star Wars, which is developed by TT Games, all of the Star Wars games since pretty much Disney got the license to Star Wars back in 2012, they've been made by EA, and the social channel where we've kept up to date with all this has been the EA Star Wars page on Twitter, on YouTube, on Instagram, wherever you look at this stuff. And obviously the official Star Wars channels post about the games as well, but we've got to follow it all on the EA channel because EA had the exclusive rights to Star Wars games, and that still exists even though TT Games make LEGO Star Wars. The actual title of the exclusive rights is still with EA. The LEGO world is a bit different. LEGO get TT Games to make the vast majority, if not all, of their LEGO games, so that's a little different, but any other Star Wars game is made by EA right now at least. But that line, the world of Lucasfilm Games developed in collaboration with the finest studios, that's plural there, across the industry. Now that's the biggest point, isn't it? I've seen a lot of people saying, does this mean EA have finally lost the license, and celebrating over that? Look, no, I don't think it does. I think EA's contract will get extended. Obviously it runs out very soon now, so I think EA's contract will get extended with Star Wars games. We know this from the new Jedi Fallen Order games that are coming out, but I think that term exclusive rights will finally be taken away from EA, which I think has needed to happen for a long time. And put your opinions on EA aside for a second, because I'll get to my opinions on do I agree with this or not in a second, but put your opinions just to the side for a second on EA. I think they are a capable company of delivering good Star Wars games. We've seen that with what happened with Battlefront 2 in the end, the turnaround that EA allowed DICE to go along with. We've seen that with Fallen Order, and whether you like Squadrons or not, it did deliver as a game that impressed a lot of people. But EA can't make these games on their own. Other studios have always needed to be involved, in my opinion, and if this is what it means, it says studios. Now you could argue we've already got two studios with TT Games and EA making Star Wars games, and EA have their studios that they're over like DICE, like Motive, etc. So maybe it could mean that. Don't essentially take this word for word that yes, EA have no longer got those exclusive rights to Star Wars games. It could just mean EA and their companies, that they get to make their games for them essentially, and obviously TT Games with Star Wars. Now either way, this article states that the future is bright for Lucasfilm, and the trailer pretty much had every game in it apart from Battlefront 1, every big game that EA have created since their takeover of Star Wars. Now, a lot of people have been very upset, including myself, when LucasArts was kind of destroyed when Disney took over and instead we moved over to EA. Maybe this, with the new logo, Lucasfilm Games, is kind of bringing LucasArts back, but not word for word bringing it back, because if they brought it back word for word, LucasArts is back, then it would appear that the fans were right all the time, and I'm sure they don't want that. Now, do I think EA should lose the Star Wars license? I know I've given this answer fully in the past, and I've said 100% yes, they should. And my opinion has changed a bit on that now, and that is not because I'm all of a sudden this big EA fan. I'm really not. I acknowledge EA do make fantastic games for the most part. I play a few of them in my spare time that aren't even Star Wars related. And my problem with EA has always been the way they would put money first. The real issue with Battlefront 1 and Battlefront 2 in a way, and even though Battlefront 2 recovered, it never had the start it really deserved thanks to the greediness of EA. Now, the reason I now say to you today that I don't think they should lose the license in comparison to maybe just a year ago, maybe even less, me saying I think they should, is just because logically looking at it, they did really well with Fallen Order. I want to see where that goes, and another company won't be able to make that. It has to be done by EA, it's their title. So I do want to see where that goes. Although I don't think Battlefront 2 was dealt with in the best way with its cancellation, it had to end sooner or later. I would have loved a live service Star Wars game like Battlefront 2 to carry on for years and years and years, but we know that's not going to be the case. So I do look at the comeback with Battlefront 2, I do look at Fallen Order and Squadrons, whether you like it or not. For that specific audience of piloting, people really liked it, and the game is there to cater towards that audience. It's not a big game, at the same time it's there. And I can respect moves like this, and to that I say, EA, I'm still not overall impressed with you. I still don't particularly like you as a company. I'd love to in time maybe say, look, they've changed and moved past their history, but I still see what goes on with games like FIFA, with Madden, and I play FIFA quite a lot these days, and I see with that it is just more and more about how much you can spend, especially to when I used to play it a few years ago. It was about the money. Now it's just money to a whole new level where they are bringing out promotion after promotion after promotion, and if you want to have all these cards or even some of the good ones, you gotta spend. EA's outlook on games is definitely different from Star Wars to say like FIFA and Madden. With Star Wars, I think they know they can't get away with things in the same way they probably can with the FIFA fans. But now we got to stay tuned on Lucasfilm Games. This is where things are going down now, and they state at the very end, stay tuned to StarWars.com for more on Lucasfilm Games. More coming in the future. Skywalker Saga is this year. I'm sure the pandemic has put things a bit behind, but there is stuff in the pipeline. There's been tweets. I saw the one from Matt Martin, part of the Lucasfilm Story group, a few weeks ago, that he was more excited now than ever for the future of Star Wars games, and I do think things are bright. Battlefront 3, I wouldn't get your hopes up too much on that. I think they're going to want to explore other games as well. They've had the license nearly 10 years now, and all they can really say is they've done 2 Battlefront games, a Squadrons game, and Fallen Order. That's 4 major AAA titles for Xbox and PlayStation, PC, and half of them are Battlefront games. So I think they're going to try something different, as much as that may not be to everyone's liking. I'm sure in the long term they're going to impress, and whatever other studios are part of this as well. But thank you very much for watching, everyone. Let me know, are you excited for this? Are you not? Leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you in the next one.